$275 million luxury hotel was built in the heart of the Las Vegas Strip, and not a single guest ever checked in. It was not destroyed by an earthquake or a wrecking ball. It was ended by something hidden inside the concrete. MGM Resorts International envisioned a sweeping architectural gateway at the south end of the Las Vegas Strip. This flagship was the Harmon, a planned 49-story tower designed by legendary architect Norman Foster of Foster & Partners. The structure was designed to house 400 high-end hotel rooms and over 200 luxury condominiums. The building served as the high-profile centerpiece of CityCenter, a massive $8.5 billion multi-use complex. As the largest privately financed construction project in United States history, CityCenter represented the absolute peak of elite Las Vegas ambition. The sleek, oval, cylindrical tower was supposed to symbolize a new era of modern design, anchoring a development that would reshape the city's famous skyline forever. In July 2008, the rapid ascent of the Harmon came to an abrupt halt. During a routine site walkthrough, inspectors from the Clark County Building Department, alongside an engineer from structural firm Halcrow Yolas, noticed a structural anomaly in the reinforcing steel layout. Inside the concrete core, the steel rebar, specifically the reinforcing link beams designed to transfer lateral forces, had been installed incorrectly. This misalignment spanned 15 of the 22 floors already constructed. By the time of discovery, the mistake was already locked inside hardened concrete. The placement error was tiny, often measured in fractions of an inch, but high-rise structural physics allows no margin for error. In a skyscraper, a minor displacement of reinforcing steel alters the load path behavior of the entire structure, reducing the concrete cover and shifting the neutral axis of the concrete sections. This shift severely degraded the building's flexural capacity and ductility, leaving the tower unable to perform under lateral seismic stress. Clark County officials suddenly faced a terrifying reality. The core of the rising luxury tower was structurally compromised from the inside out, and the strength needed to withstand an earthquake had been lost in the pour. Investigators reviewing the project's paperwork uncovered a deeper crisis. Between March and July 2008, third-party inspection firm Converse Consultants filed 62 daily inspection reports that were entirely falsified. Each document formally certified that the structural rebar met engineering specifications, clearing concrete pores over work that was fundamentally flawed. General contractor Tudor Perini continued building, guided by a paper trail of certified compliance that hid the escalating hazard. When the deception came to light, Clark County issued an immediate stop work order, freezing construction as safety audits began. Realizing the core could not support the planned 49 stories, developers permanently capped the tower at 26 floors. The luxury condominium program was completely abandoned, and the original architectural gateway never recovered its intended form. What began as a physical construction mistake had transformed into a documented failure of oversight, locking a $250 million high-rise into a permanent state of limbo. An independent engineering analysis by Weidlinger Associates transformed the stalled project from a temporary delay into an active hazard. When forensic teams calculated the building's physical integrity, they discovered the misplaced rebar compromised its global stability. Even capped at 26 floors, the concrete structure had a 50% probability of partial or total collapse during a magnitude 7.7 earthquake. The link beams, designed to absorb and distribute lateral seismic forces across the high-rise, simply could not function as intended. There was no viable pathway to repair the defects within the cured concrete. The findings meant the tower could never be safely completed. MGM Resorts officially abandoned the planned luxury condominium program, stripping more than 200 residential units from the building's plans. The Harmon was no longer treated as a project waiting to be finished. It was now a permanent, dangerous liability on the Las Vegas Strip, condemned by physics long before the legal battles over its destruction could begin. Between 2008 and 2014, the truncated concrete shell of the Harmon stood in quiet stasis, a $250 million failure in the center of the Las Vegas Strip. The empty tower was wrapped in a massive vinyl advertisement measuring 65 feet tall and 320 feet wide, making it the largest vinyl billboard in the United States. Completed in December 2011 at a cost of $10 million, this display generated lease revenue while concealing the hollow, abandoned structure behind it. Millions of tourists walked past the glowing facade every day, taking photos of the bright display without realizing they were standing next to a structurally compromised high-rise. The building had become a giant high-visibility marketing platform, an empty, unusable skyscraper acting as a two-dimensional prop on one of the most famous stretches of road in the world. While the surrounding city center resorts welcomed thousands of daily visitors, this silent giant remained entirely off-limits, locked in a state of absolute structural paralysis. The physical paralysis of the Harmon quickly triggered a massive legal war. MGM Resorts International and general contractor Tudor Perini Building Corporation traded aggressive lawsuits with total claims surpassing $500 million. MGM demanded complete compensation for a total loss, pointing to the pervasive structural defects and the trail of fraudulent inspections. Tudor Perini countered fiercely, asserting that design conflicts in the original blueprints made the specified rebar layout physically impossible to construct within the dense concrete columns. For years, the two corporate giants fought in court, filling thousands of pages of the public record with conflicting expert testimonies and structural simulations, but a public trial never happened. On December 16, 2014, just hours before opening arguments were scheduled to begin in a Las Vegas courtroom, the parties reached a global settlement. The terms of the deal were immediately sealed. Public SEC filings later revealed that MGM paid Tudor Perini $153 million, supported by $85 million in insurance recoveries. Yet the exact details of who bore ultimate responsibility for the failure remained buried. By keeping the settlement confidential, both corporations closed the public path to accountability, ensuring the final chain of liability remained permanently hidden behind corporate non-disclosure. In Las Vegas, high-profile demolitions traditionally end with a single, spectacular implosion. For the Harmon, this was physically impossible. The unfinished tower stood closely boxed in by active strip properties, directly adjacent to the operating Aria Resort, the Bellagio, and the busy Crystals retail complex. Clark County officials determined that there was no safe blast radius. A conventional demolition blast would threaten neighboring foundations, shatter glass across active resorts, and paralyze one of the most heavily trafficked corridors in the world. With explosives ruled out, engineers had to plan a slow, manual deconstruction. In the summer of 2014, workers began the deliberate process of dismantling the 27-story concrete shell. Over the next year and a half, demolition crews worked in the intense desert heat, carefully stripping away the exterior glass panels one by one. Without the option of a quick implosion, massive cranes slowly lowered heavy debris, floor by floor, to the ground below. This painstaking, panel-by-panel reversal of construction was finally completed in late 2015. Ultimately, undoing the failed high-rise by hand cost $11.5 million, leaving behind only the flat foundation slab. Today, the former site of the high-rise is occupied by Harmon Corner, a 3-story retail mall. This modest shopping center rests on a massive, over-engineered foundation originally designed to support a 49-story tower. The Harmon stands as the tallest building in United States history to be voluntarily dismantled due to construction defects, a $250 million loss triggered by a fraction of an inch rebar error and hidden by falsified paperwork. The site serves as a permanent warning to the construction industry. On any mega project, paperwork can never substitute for physical truth. Subscribe for more investigative documentaries. Today, that empty space remains a quiet warning. In our rush to build bigger, safety cannot live only on paper. True structural integrity relies on trust, not just blueprints. Subscribe for more untold architectural stories.